So I was thinking about a previous episode, the one about movie genres and music genres and how they differ from one another, when I started wondering, what are some other narrative techniques that we can look at applying across media? For example, montage was conceptualized principally as a visual technique, and the modern use of it is rooted principally in characters doing something very process-oriented. The idea of audio montage is not unheard of, but it's usually relegated to the realms of documentary, such as a montage of responses, or radio play, where it tries to mimic the filmic process, with audio merely referencing and evoking the associated visuals. So, what would narrative montage look like in song, and how would it change the way that the story is told? Well, I think it would look a little something like Tegan and Sarah's The Con.
I listened in, yes, I'm guilty of this, you should know this. I broke down and wrote you back before you had a chance to forget, forgotten. I am moving past this, giving notice. I have to go, yes, I know the feeling, know you're leaving.
I find this to be a fun example because it's not simply a conceptual example of lyrical montage, but it marries it with a distinctly lyrical strength, the audience's tolerance for abstraction. The narrator runs rapid fire through the up and down emotional cycle of a drawn-out, toxic, painful breakup. It's an entire story evoked simply by what the people involved are willing to do. It's a relationship that's reached a point where they're spying on each other, and desperate enough to believe that confessing to various breaches of trust will somehow mend the gap. There's the angry ultimatum sent out over email, then followed up with a desperate apology before the other person has even had a chance to respond. The first verse seemingly ends with acceptance before slamming right back into recidivism with the hook with a phone call that is clearly not mutual. The lyrics aren't just statements, they're scenes arranged in an order where each builds on the next, like montage, evoked through the acceptable abstraction. Lyrics are fascinating in this way. Unlike film, where most content is considered literal first and metaphorical second, lyrics are typically metaphor first and literality second. And this is ordinary. Wordplay, double entendre, puns, these are the things that even churned out corporate pop music are made of. Let me put it this way, Katy Perry is not interested in seeing your menagerie of exotic poultry.
I wanna see you peacock, cock, cock, you peacock, cock.
Continuing with The Con as an example, two phrases are repeated through the song, both having a dual meaning. The first is, I'm coming around, which in the subtracted montage is used both as a stalkerish threat, meaning I'm coming by your place, please, 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 please take me back, and as a concession to moving on, meaning I'm seeing your point of view, I'm coming around to your way of thinking about things. The second, coming towards the end of the song, Encircle Me, I Need to Be Taken Down, also doubles up as a sympathetic plea and a threat. Hug me, I'm really wound up and I need someone to love me. Surround me, I'm dangerous and I need to be stopped. These double meanings and the title of the song itself come together to tell a story about a disintegrating relationship that is not merely toxic, but toxic and the narrator knows it. The pleas for reconciliation are a con. It's a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. It's good for no one involved, and everyone is being robbed of time, energy, and sanity as a result. It's a story told entirely through snippets. Lines that imply a scene that, strung together, imply a full narrative. It's abstracted very broadly, and it's left to the audience to fill in the unspoken but mutually understood details. So, something to think about. How does exposure to one narrative language impact our understanding of other narrative languages? Definitely a subject that we'll be coming back to in the future, but for now, go in peace, my children. In the name of like, share, and subscribe. Amen.